Hello friends, thanks for tuning in. In this video, I will talk about what if analysis feature of Microsoft Excel. Right. First of all, it's good to know that what if analysis is a feature of the data tab. So if I click on the data and if I slightly navigate on my right side, I've got what if analysis, and at number 3 within the what if analysis drop down, I've got this wonderful feature called data table. Right, so we'll talk about data table feature in this upcoming example. All right, I've been given some numbers here and I've been given some percentile values. I would like to multiply the number 68955 with 5% and get the answer here. Right, similarly, I would like to multiply 68955 with 10% and get the answer here, and so on for the rest of the cells throughout this table. Right, now I have already done a similar calculation here, assuming that these are salary figures and these are again the percentage allowances. Okay, if you can just look at the first table, you will see that I have used the partial referencing concept here. I've used the F4 key and I've used partial referencing to achieve this calculation already. All right, but a slight problem with the partial referencing method is the user has to think about hitting F4 multiple times. The user also has to apply his brains to identify whether the row has to be kept constant or the column. Right, so of course partial referencing is a method to do such a calculation, but we will now see how the same calculation can be done with data table feature of Excel. Right, first of all, let's come to this cell which is currently kept blank, and since this multiplication is about numbers into percentile values, what I have already done is I've taken a percentage figure here and a number here. Let's do a simple multiplication. So 20 into 2%. Okay, 20 into 2%. So J2 into J3. So that empty cell has now been filled with a figure which is 0.4. Now, what I will do is I will select the 0.4 cell, okay, the initial calculation that we have done, control shift arrow right from there and control shift arrow down. So it selects all the percentage figures as well as the column of numbers. Right, I will now go to data, I will go to what if analysis, I will choose data table. Now it asks me for a couple of inputs. It asks me for a row input cell. Remember, it says cell, it does not say cells, so I cannot select a whole column or a whole row. Okay, it doesn't say range as well, it doesn't say array, so there's no question of me selecting a whole column or a whole row. It's just one single cell that needs to be selected in place of the row input cell as well as the column input cell. Now take a look at the data and you will notice that the very first row of the currently selected table contains all percentage figures. Right, the very first row has percentile values, which means in place of this row input cell, I will have to select a cell which contains a percentage figure. Now, like I said earlier, I cannot select this entire row because it asks for a row input cell and not multiple cells. Hence, rather than bothering to select any one of these values, I will select the percentile value from here. Okay, the 2%, which was instrumental in getting the 0.4 answer, has been selected as row input cell. Similarly, in the place of column input cell, I will select the 20. Remember, the first column of this table consists of all figures, numbers, whole numbers, and hence I've taken this whole number as my selection. Right, that's it. I can now hit OK, and with one single click, I've got the answer for all the cells. Just to double check, we can quickly verify here that the first answer here is 3447.75, and even here it was 3447.75 when we multiplied 68955 by 5%. Yeah. So this was an example of using the data table where there are two variables involved, the column input cell as well as the row input cell. Okay, let me quickly just delete this entire table. So I select the whole table, delete. All right, let's just do it again. So I select the 0.4 cell, the first the initial calculation, control shift arrow right, control shift arrow down, what if analysis, data table. Now in place of row input cell, yes, like we did last time, I will take the percentile value, which is 2%, and let's keep the column input cell blank. Okay, if I hit OK, it simply just copies the first column as the second, third, fourth, fifth column as well. So it is not going to give you an error. It will still display the figures in the first column if you keep the column input cell blank. This would be a case of one variable data table.